Hey, here's one of my favorite clips. Remember a few months ago when this prankster got on Fox News pretending to be a former Obama supporter and basically pranked Gretchen Carlson saying, oh, I don't like the direction Obama's taking the country and I'm voting for Mitt Romney because of a basketball bet or something like that. And it was clearly a joke. The kid wasn't even old enough to vote last election and Fox News didn't do any fact checking. This is a different version of that, and this is like a more serious one that's really, really good. John Scott was interviewing author Tom Ricks, and Tom Ricks was brought on Fox News on Happening Now to talk about how a lot of Republican lawmakers are now backing off of their conspiracy theory claims regarding the Benghazi attacks. We talked on our last show how Senator John McCain, had all these conspiracy theories about Benghazi, and now he's backed off of them, of course, because they were completely warrantless and made absolutely no sense. There was no conspiracy, so on and so forth. This is really good. I'm going to play this video for you. Within a minute, within seconds, Tom Ricks basically says, Fox News is the reason that the Benghazi thing even blew up. And by the way, Fox News is operating as the propaganda, as an arm of the Republican Party. Interview over instantly. That's a really good way to get yourself kicked off Fox News. I love this video. Take a look at this.
Now, pressure mounting on the Obama administration over its response to the deadly attack on our consulate in Benghazi, as Catherine Herridge reported just minutes ago. Several top GOP lawmakers are backing off their criticism of UN Ambassador Susan Rice, instead focusing on the White House.
Right.
Two senators even expressing concerns about a possible White House cover-up. Let's talk about it with Tom Ricks. He is author of The Generals. He has spent decades covering our military. He joins us now.
Here we
go. Senator John McCain has said in the past that he would block any attempt to nominate Susan Rice to become Secretary of State. She's currently the UN ambassador. He seems to be backing away from that. What do you make of it?
Right.
I think that Benghazi generally was hyped by this network especially, and that now that the campaign is over, I think he's backing off a little bit. They're not going to stop Susan Rice from being Secretary of State.
When you have 4 people dead, including the first U.S. ambassador in more than 30 years, how do you call that hype?
All right, now here we go. This is where he completely breaks it down, and then later we'll go into where he gets himself kicked off. Take a look.
How many security contractors died in Iraq, do you know?
I don't.
No, nobody does, because nobody cared. We know that several hundred died, but there was never an official count done of security contractors dead in Iraq. So when I see this focus on what was essentially a small firefight, I think, number one, I've covered a lot of firefights. It's impossible to figure out what happens in them sometimes. And second, I think that the emphasis on Benghazi has been extremely political, partly because Fox was operating as a wing of the Republican Party.
All right. Tom Ricks, thanks very much for joining us today.
There you go. He's off. So this interview, from the time, if you consider the fact that there was this long introduction from John Scott, the actual interview lasted 49 seconds, a 49-second appearance. Now, of course, Fox News will probably argue, well, we didn't kick him off. It was just he was brought on, and the interview took its course, and it ran its course, and that was it. Really? You book people for 49-second interviews now? Obviously, he went out there, he said what we're all very aware of about Fox News, and he got himself booted off. Worth it. Completely worth it never to be on Fox again.
It's great. And no challenge from Fox News.
No.
They did not challenge his claim at all.
No. Well, I mean, I'm sure that the fact that they didn't challenge it doesn't mean they agree. I'm sure it's policy just not to engage in
protocol.
that.
Yeah.
Natan, what's your thought on this? I love this.
Yeah, this is extremely satisfying when someone calls out Fox on the air and their response is essentially to censor it.
No question about it. It's brilliant. This and the prank call. Fox News has gotten some tough ones over the last couple of months.